The Aztecs came here about 1300 years ago, and all these pyramids already existed. It's quite amazing actually, and the race of people who built them are pretty mysterious. There's not a lot known about them. This is one of 3 pyramids, all lined up in the same as the Orient Belt in the sky. And if a hole is drilled straight through the earth from this point, it comes out at Egypt. And down here, in its original form, there were 365 heads, one for every day of the year, and each head has 189 scales indicating the number of days required for corn crop to reach maturity. And these people just vanished, disappeared. And when the Aztecs came, the place was uninhabited. Amazing. This is a model layout of what this area used to look like. This is the Pyramid of the Sun, and the other one is the Pyramid of the Moon. The Aztecs were actually only here for about 20 years, and then they moved to what is now downtown Mexico City. Now this is a brief shot of an original construction about 100 BC, created by the Teotihucan people that created all of these pyramids that were later utilised by the Aztecs. Amazing. Well, I've just climbed the Pyramid of the Sun, built by the Teotihucan people using slaves, I believe. They started about 100 BC and finished about 100 AD. As I said before, these people vanished, and it's not known exactly what happened to these people or why they left this place. But these temples were so successful that they were widely copied, and this same design exists right throughout Mexico. Oh boy, it's taken a bit to recover from that. Certainly showing the signs of a misspent youth at this point. Right in the centre of the screen now is where we started this walk. Just over to the left you can see the first temple, and then we had a look in the museum, which was great, and the view from here is fantastic, and it really is quite an awesome experience to just try and imagine what was going on here 2,000 years ago. Even when the Aztecs came here 700 years ago, what was actually going on. Amazing. There's a lot of talk here about the human sacrifices, of course, because it's such a gruesome subject. Everyone wants to know about it. And the word is the gods of the Temple of the Sun, where we are now, wanted human blood, and the Teotihuacan people wanted to please the gods. And so they took those poor souls up here and cut their heart out, their still beating heart, while these people were fully conscious and alive. Now also apparently there's no actual hard evidence that did occur. The people are just putting 2 and 2 together. Another thing is that the skeletons they found of these people were very large people, and they lived to the ripe old age of up to, they say, 120 years old, because their diet and their lifestyle was just so perfect. So that's quite amazing to have 180 centimetre people living to 120 years old who basically just vanished. These pyramids are exactly 45 degrees, which is exact measurement of the sides of a pile of sand, with sand constantly trickle in from the top. It naturally forms that number. In this shot you can clearly see the symmetry of the pyramid in relation to the hill behind. the Pyramid of the Sun is 65 metres high, and this Pyramid of the Moon is 46 metres high. But a line drawn between the peaks of both pyramids is parallel with the ground, flat. These frescoes are 2,000 years old, painted with natural colours. I think what's so awesome about being here is the sheer bulk and scale of the Pyramid of the Sun. It's just massive. 200 years of slave labour to build, and the mind boggles just thinking about the logistics of building this even today with the modern machines we've got. It's very inspiring to be here. It's a similar sort of feeling to being in East Rome. It's really the size of it that is so awesome. It's just bloody awesome. There's one thing I forgot to mention about the pyramids, and that is that the people who built the pyramids were very religious people and also very closely in touch with nature and the stars and planets and so on. And they noticed that it took Venus 52 years and 13 days to do a complete revolution. And the pyramids they built were orientated in that manner. So they didn't have leap years, like we have a leap year every 4th year. They just saved them up. And every 52 years and 13 days they'd say, well, that's one revolution. And at the end of that time they would choose a new family to run their city, which the section we looked at today is only 7% of the entire city that they had constructed. And in total there were about 280,000 people living here, which is a serious amount of people. And to think that they just vanished is quite amazing, really. Anyway, every 52 years and 13 days they'd choose a new family to run the country, and they would create a new shell, a new layer on top of the Pyramid of the Moon. And they did that 7 times. So the Pyramid of the Moon is actually like an onion. There's 7 layers in it, and it's absolutely incredible. They just seal up one layer and then build a new one on the outside, and that would rule the roost for the next 52 years and 13 days.